What if there was a secret niche online that no one's talking about, and you could start making money from it today with nothing but a laptop and Wi-Fi? A niche that's practically untouched, with low competition and huge potential for anyone willing to dive in. It sounds unreal, right? But it's real, and it's waiting for someone like you to take advantage of it. In this video, I'm going to show you how to uncover these hidden gems, where to find the best content ideas, and how AI tools to streamline the entire process, making it faster, easier, and more efficient. And to make sure you've got everything you need to get started, I've linked a Google Doc in the description with all the tools, strategies, and step-by-step guides you'll need to succeed. So the niche we'll be talking about is this one which depicts UFC fighters if they had other jobs. This account started posting these, and is getting hundreds of thousands of views. And if you're serious about taking your online income to the next level, check out my private community, where you'll get one-on-one support, exclusive tips, and a list of over 100 profitable niches that no one else is talking about. Let's jump into how you can spot these golden opportunities and turn them into real income. Head over to ChatGPT and prompt it to come up with a list of 10 UFC fighters. The idea here is to have a diverse selection of fighters. Maybe you want to include big names like Conor McGregor or Jon Jones, or more recent stars like Israel Adesanya or Khamzat Chimaev. You might even throw in some legends like George St. Pierre or Ronda Rousey. The key is to get a variety of personalities, fighting styles, and backgrounds, so there's something interesting for every viewer. Once you've got your list of 10 UFC fighters, take a second to review the list. You want to make sure it's a mix of famous, unique, and intriguing fighters. Think about their characters, fighting styles, and how they might translate into regular, everyday jobs. This will help you create something that's both funny and visually engaging. Once you're happy with the list of UFC fighters, it's time to prompt ChatGPT once more. This time, we'll ask it to think of what kinds of regular, everyday jobs these UFC fighters might have if they weren't doing what they're famous for. You can be as creative and funny as you want with this. Picture Conor McGregor working as a car salesman in a flashy dealership, Jon Jones as a personal trainer at a local gym, or Amanda Nunes working as a nurse, whatever comes to mind. The idea is to take these fierce, battle-hardened fighters and imagine them in mundane, everyday roles that contrast with their usual tough guy personas. Maybe Khabib is running a halal food truck, or Rose Namajunas is a high school teacher. Get creative. Once ChatGPT generates a list of occupations for each fighter, review it to make sure the jobs feel unique, humorous, and fit the personality of each fighter. You can even add in some additional fun details, like what these fighters would be wearing in their new jobs, or any funny quirks about them in their new roles. With the jobs in hand, we're now ready to kick things up a notch and use AI to bring these ideas to life visually. Now, we're going to turn to Leonardo.ai, an image generation tool that'll let us turn these UFC fighters into their new personas. Head over to Leonardo.ai and prompt ChatGPT to create detailed image prompts for each of the 10 UFC fighters in their new everyday jobs. You want to give as much detail as possible in each prompt. Describe their new occupation and the setting around them. For example, if you have Conor McGregor as a car salesman, describe his slick suit, the shiny cars around him, and the flashy dealership vibe. If you have Khabib as a food truck owner, make sure the image prompt includes details like the food truck design, the street he's parked on, and the expression on his face. The more detailed the prompt, the better the image will be. Once you've got the detailed prompts for each fighter, make sure to head to the Google Doc linked in the description. This document will have all the prompts you'll need to follow along with this process. Having everything in one place will make this much smoother, so don't skip this step. Now let's head back to Leonardo.ai. First things first, you want to set the preset to Leonardo Phoenix to ensure you get those high-quality, visually dynamic images. Next, make sure you set the generation quality to Ultra. This will give you the most detailed and sharp images possible. Then, we'll adjust the image dimensions. Head to the More option, and then select the TikTok preset. This ensures the images will fit well on social media and will be the right size for video editing. Now with everything ready, go back to ChatGPT, copy the first prompt, and paste it into Leonardo.ai. Hit Generate, and let Leonardo do its thing. Watch as the AI works its magic, turning your prompt into a high-quality image of a UFC fighter in their new job. Once the first image is generated, take a moment to review it. Does it look right? Does it capture the fighter in their new role? If everything checks out, move on to the next image. Go back to ChatGPT and copy the next prompt, paste it into Leonardo.ai, and hit generate again. Repeat this process for each of the 10 UFC fighters. As you go, check to make sure the images stay consistent in style and quality. Each image should have the same level of detail, so when you put them together in a video, they'll flow seamlessly. You'll be left with a series of wild, funny visuals of UFC fighters in completely unexpected roles. With all your images now ready, we're going to give them a little bit of life with some animation. Head over to the first image and click on it. From there, you'll want to click on the Image to Motion option. This is where we add a subtle, smooth animation effect to each of the images. Now, you want to head to the prompt box and type any prompt you want. Once the animation is set, hit Generate to create the motion effect. Repeat this for each of the images you've created. The idea here is to add just enough movement so that the images feel more engaging without being distracting. It's all about making the images pop and feel alive, but still keeping them smooth and professional. Once all the animations are done, we're moving on to the editing phase. For this, we'll use CapCut. Open up CapCut and start a new project. Begin by dragging each of the animated images into your timeline. You'll want to do this one by one, making sure they're in the right order. Once all the images are in place, it's time to add some text. We'll start by using a simple template, but feel free to tweak it to your liking. The text should display the fighter's name and their new occupation. For example, Conor McGregor, car salesman, or Nurmagomedov, Dagestan trainer. The idea here is to make each image feel complete, with both the name of the fighter and their job clearly displayed. You can also get creative with the text styling, making sure it's fun, bold, and matches the overall tone of the video. Once you've added the text for the first image, apply the same animation effect to it. This will help keep everything consistent as you move forward with the editing. Now, you'll want to copy and paste the text for all the other images. Make sure each fighter's name and occupation are correct, and apply the same animation effect to all of them. This will help tie the whole video together and make it feel like one cohesive piece. For added flair, we'll add a black noise effect. This effect will give the video a cool, edgy vibe, making it feel a little more stylized. Next, head into the custom adjustments and tweak the settings. Set the saturation to 10 to make the colors pop, brightening up the entire video. Then, scroll down to the vignette settings and set it to 10. This will add a subtle vignette effect around the edges of the image, drawing the viewer's focus to the center and giving the video a more cinematic look. Once all these adjustments are in place, it's time to export the video. Hit Export and let CapCut process the video. When it's done, you'll have a polished, engaging video that features UFC fighters in completely unexpected roles. And that's a wrap for today's project. Thanks for following along, and I'll see you in the next video.